There will be mornings you'll be utterly defeated by your laces. Days when every look looks condescending, empty smiles and empty faces. Yeah, I've got notes about the notion of hope. Going back years, I always wanted to write a bit about hope, probably in a stand-up-y way, just because I think it's sort of such a vacuous sort of idea. But in the end, it sort of was perfect for this. I quite early on discussed this song with Danny and Matthew and Chris as a sort of, this is what I think it should be, and there was a bit of discussion about how dark this musical could go, and I thought, this was the first song I wrote, I thought, well, I need to test that boundary. If you tried it once, you can try again. A new day will follow, there's always tomorrow. You know, obviously the most obvious thing is that there's 12 semitones in the Western octave and 12 hours in the day, and most importantly, a musical octave ends and starts simultaneously. So when you reach the end of an octave, you reach the beginning of the next one, which is perfect, right? Which is why I was born in a Punxsutawney dawn at sunrise on a sunless day, and let me say that that is built around that, because then it can curse it has that circularity about it. I definitely wrote it to be episodic, and each verse and chorus to be broken up with a death. And in our very first workshop, when it was just people sitting around a desk, we built in bars by trying to visualize the sort of thing we might do. I don't know if people even notice on the audio recording, but every chorus starts with wah, 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 never give up hope. So by then, in the musical, we know what that means. We know another day has come around. You know, I came up with da 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 da, and I went to Chris, oh, I had this thing in my head because it feels like it wants to keep going, because where it resolves is actually the major 7 of the chord, and it wants to go it doesn't want to end. And that, oh, by the way, escalate upward, but then so it goes down and up, and it's how the musical begins, and it's how the musical ends, and it is hope. Never let yourself be defeated. If you try it once, you can try again. New day will follow. And it is also on and on and on. We stumble on towards the cooling sun, except minified. Wait for you with open arms. You look right through her. One seeking unattainable death, and then the quiet minified version is the acceptance of inevitable death. Just like Tomorrow Spring Will Come is a song of not fighting. It's a non-ambitious song. It's like, spring will come when it comes. I thought probably the idea of there's a wink in hope. Obviously there's many winks in hope, but the main wink is that it's a little bit Linkin Park, you know. It's melodramatic, a little bit like teenagey. It's a song about depression, and grunge was born of depressed Seattleites in their garages in the rain. When I wrote it, I had been touring in an arena version of Jesus Christ Superstar, so I had been singing up here a lot, and I thought, well, I should write it to be in Judas range, because it's got that anxiety, you know. Oh, never let yourself be defeated. If you tried it once, you can try again. A new day will follow, there's always tomorrow. And then when people started workshopping it, we put it down to, new day will follow, there's always tomorrow, which is G's and A flat, so that's fine. And then, realistically, I mean, no, 8 shows a week, you know, so I went down another semitone. And actually the key it's ended in is a much more intuitive key, because it starts on E minor. It's a much more guitar, you know, if you were in Seattle in your garage, you would write it with open fifths, starting at E minor without up and down.
Never let yourself be defeated if you tried it once.